Yes, exactly it, Robin. Applying broadleaf poultices won't help with serious wounds. Now I can get to some real work.
If it hadn't been for you, half of us wouldn't have survived the winter. You can't imagine how grateful I am that you're here.
Getting all sentimental? I'm here with you and I believe in what you're fighting for. We're fighting together. Besides, I can't quite imagine returning to the royal court and those perfumed toadies.
That's true, Marion, though it's still a long road ahead of us.
Shorter with every day, my love. Do what you have to, and I'll make sure the village is functioning properly while you're away.
Keep an eye on Tuck and Little John from time to time. They can be like two cats in a bag.
There's no cure I know of for their strain of camaraderie, but I can keep an eye on them, or a lash over them. There's one more thing, Robin.
Yes?
Take my sash and place it at home. Let it draw you back to it with my thoughts.
Thank you, Marion. I'll travel to this sash, to a home, to you.
Trying to reinvent the wheel, are we? More like refining the blade. Using a whetstone for a cleaner edge. Whetstone stuck in the past, my friend. Steel sharpeners are the future. What? Steel sharpeners are too aggressive. You risk losing the subtlety of the point. Subtlety won't be too long. The aggressiveness of penetration. Precise shot to the right spot.
Wonderful, Robin. You've learned about your duties as head of this village. I never doubted your hunting abilities, but governing a township is an entirely different skill set.
As you see, I can manage that too.
But let's hope no roofs fall on anyone's head.
I can think of at least one person in Nottingham Castle who could use a roof collapsing on his head.
Robin. Then again, I do feel the same way about the sheriff's well-being. Anyway, listen to me well now. This is a serious matter.
So, you know how to be serious.
I do, and so should you by now. The village that we're setting up here is only the beginning. You'll see for yourself that in time we'll learn to function not as a band of forest outlaws, but as a well-organized community.
That's the plan. I'll make it so that the people will live free again, safe from the sheriff's tyranny.
Of course, I believe in you. And even if I didn't, that would scarcely make a difference with your purse system.
What's this about then?
why it's about the people. For now, the ones closest to us. You realize we're surrounded by a vast and marvelous land, and it's inhabited by various houses, groups, and alliances, and they are often not quite fond of each other.
I'm aware of that, Friar.
Try to win the sympathy of at least a few groups. Show the denizens of this land that not all hope is lost. Having their support means you'll travel the road further ahead with greater confidence.
Reasonable. Is there something I should start with?
Every action taken against bandits or the men of King John and the sheriff is an action that counts to every one of us. When the king's soldier looks to take some poor soul's head, you stop him. And when you see a caravan laden with royal gold, well, I'm sure you see where this is going.
I understand.
There are, however, places where exceptionally concerning things are said to happen.
What do you mean?
The Barnesdale region is a place where you can find both the king's men as well as bandit ruffians. The sons of Adam and the waved children make up the chief threat there. Apart from them, the local people are bound to accept your aid.
They deserve it, and they'll have it. They mean as much to me as the people who live in our forest refuge.
Very noble of you, dear Robin, as always. I know you believe it, but you must make them believe it too. Some of those people are afraid and just want to survive. Others don't really know what to think at all. Convince them with your actions, and the sheriff's reign will fall faster than you expect.
I believe you, Friar. Are there any places I should see?
I have two in mind. Would you prefer to hear about the mysterious thefts, or
Mysterious thefts? Sounds like something right up my alley.
I don't know much about them, but I've heard tell that traders traveling through Barnesdale are relieved of their riches in a rather crafty manner. Searching for any remaining loot or culprits has been futile.
The outlaws? The sheriff?
The sheriff wouldn't have bothered to hide anything. Outlaws would have left clues. Talk to Nicholas. He's a cloth merchant and an old friend. He's probably sitting somewhere in a tavern and mourning his loss.
Hardly a wonder. I'll speak with him. Maybe I'll learn something. Wolves in the mine. Those wine casks were meant for an emergency, not for a single dinner.
Very amusing. Wolves is a moniker given to the House de Grey by the locals. You will find Hildewolf Mine to the southeast. It belongs to King John and should have royal soldiers stationed there.
This already sounds interesting.
But since recently, it's been swarming with de Grey's men. Word is they took by force with little regard for the king's law.
Is there any chance they'll finish each other off?
I'm not sure about that. On the one hand, they are the enemy of our enemy. On the other, they are known for wars and conflicts that they start with nearly everyone they meet.
Anything else?
The de Greys also dabble in exotic alcohol trade and scheming. I won't deny which of these matters interests me more, personally.
I can wager a guess.
But the most important matter now is that the peasants from Hildewolf Mine fell out of the frying pan and into the fire. The boot of their new tyrants weighs heavily on them, and they surely need the help of someone like you. Besides, access to silver may help us arm our people better.
I'll look into it.
Trying to get rid of the phone interest, but go away. That's fine though.
Last I checked, this mine belonged to King John. You don't look like his soldiers.
Aye, well, it did. Still does. But now the silver comes through us.
Now is it the Greys who hold a firm grasp on royal silver?
And since when is King John so pleased to see other hands lay on his treasures?
The bloody hell are you? Oi, Tom, you know this sod?
Can't see this much too well with the hood on.
Yeah, you're right. You, hoodhead. Shut your face and show it before I shove my iron in it.
Gentlemen. Some manners, please. I've hunted bigger wolves. Skinned some bigger ones still.
Ho ho! We've got a live one. Good. I get tired of beating skinny peons in a pope.
Come on then. Try your luck with me.
To arms! My good lord, what have you done? More of them will come back. They'll cut us down.
No one's coming back here. Calm down. Oh, I can't believe I'm asking this. But why aren't the king's men here?
Oh, who that one? Don't you know nothing? The king gave the mines to the House the Grey.
Since when does the king hand out his estate? As I recall, he's more in the taking business.
I don't know why, my lord. I'm Addy, a miner of 20 years. A slave as of recently.
Call me Robin. Addy, don't the de Greys look after you miners?
They do, Robin. They mind that the bruises heal before they have another go at us.
Jesus Christ. Cook this.
I see.
And if someone's too weak to work anymore, they hang him on the spot. We're all half dead here.
How many of you are down here?
A few. They keep some in the cages. The others they beat to set an example.
I'll free whomever I manage, and chase the Greys away. They should surrender the mine, and things will return to normal.
Look out for their leader. His name's Harper Webb. A dreadful man. He's far down in the mine, like a caged wolf. Even his people are too scared to disturb him.
I've known many men who were said to be terrifying. Hardly any of them lived up to their reputation. You're free, friend.
Thank you, my lord. I ain't seen no sun for a week. Thank you.
Safe ret- Harper Weeb of House de Grey, fearless slayer of poor peasants, unmatched hunter of defenseless miners.
You step into the wolf's lair and mock him? Somewhat brave, but mostly foolish.
I don't count myself among the most reasonable outlaws in these parts. You'll see for yourself in a moment.
A hooded outlaw? Am I being honored with the presence of Robin Hood?
So, this is what famous people feel like. Interesting. It's enjoyable. I can't say.
You're about to find out what dead people feel like.
Before the inevitable comes, I want to know, what in the hells are you doing here with your people?
What do you mean? I'm earning my keep and fighting for my family's better tomorrow. The Greys have longed for a place of their own in this world, and we'll tear one out of it for ourselves. None will treat us like cheap cannon fodder in their wars. We shall have the honors which we are due.
Such a heroic struggle. Does it take much training before you can imprison a dying peasant?
Robin, not everyone will just throw their fortune, land, and comfortable life away in the name of sitting in a forest den. Sometimes you need to take wise steps to stave off defeat.
You took them, and yet the defeat is still coming. I only hope you'll last long enough to realize it was all a mistake.
Yeah, your moralizing bores me. Cease the debate and draw your weapon.
Well, now, that's an idea of chivalry I'd expect from a thick head. This won't take long after all.
Enemy spotted!
To each other. Your eyes are you doing?
God save the king, my rear end.
Is there anything you need? Nice weather we're having.
Finally, I've been waiting for you. I recently encountered someone you should urgently meet.
This matchmaking is not like you at all, Tuck. Tell me calmly what this is about.
Matchmaking? Nonsense. Although you're right, one thing at a time. You see, I was collecting herbs for my wines. By the blazes, that's wise. Now you sound like someone with a clearly defined goal.
Of course.
All at once I noticed a marvelous patch of bishop's weed. Simply splendid. So there I go to have a closer look at the Lord's creation, but I'm shortly down on my rump, while he was right there.
A royal? Were you attacked?
Not at all. There was a mighty man with a grey beard standing before me. He spoke softly and slowly, as though whispering into my ear, even though he was nowhere near.
Who was it? What did he want from you?
He didn't introduce himself. He only said that he had been observing us for some time now, especially you, Robin. He wanted to meet you. He even asked me to repeat what he said.
Huh. What do you make of it?
He said he would be waiting in the stone circle on the edge between Barnesdale and Peak District. He told me he knew how to enter Castle Nottingham, and that he supported our cause. This will sound unreasonable, but he seemed so trustworthy. He had a tranquil glory about him. You'd have to feel it for yourself.
An unusual matter, but I'll investigate if you say so. I won't let myself get ambushed. An extra help will always be of use, especially to us. It won't hurt to meet and speak.